Hello, Allah. Very good evening. Are you able to hear me? Okay. Are you able to see my screen meanwhile? My screen, are you able to see? Okay. Okay. So, mm, yesterday we were started with testing types. So, there are two types of testing you will come across very high level. So, those are nothing but sorry. What are those? Exactly. Yes, yes. So very high level. So white box testing and black box testing. So in white box testing, developers gets involved. So once they come up with code, in how many ways they themselves test their code is unit testing and integration testing. Unit testing again subdivided into three subtypes. Those are nothing but what are those? Perfect. So execution testing, operations testing, and mutation testing. So execution testing again divided into conditional coverage, loops coverage, and program techniques testing. Okay. So these are nothing but your unit testing. Then once independent components done, then you go for integrating those two modules and testing. So that is nothing but integration testing. This is what yesterday we discussed. So we supposed to start up with black box testing. Before going black box testing, anybody having any questions? Okay. So as you aware of in your white box testing, developers gets involved. So okay. So as you aware of in white box testing, developers gets involved. Once they come up with code according to the release plan, whatever they planned, so they will uh, develop and send it to testing team for testing purpose. Once you receive the application or latest build from development team, what you do is one side you will be putting the application, another side you will put customer requirements like SRS document. So whatever the application you received from development team, that application is meeting customer requirements or not. So that means whatever you have seen in your SRS document. So both of them you will be mapping. So that is nothing but that means internally what is going on means what is the program they used, what is the structure they used, what is the logic they implemented. Absolutely you don't want externally very high level. So what you do is you will be performing click operations and whether it's navigating or not. Best example Gmail if you take it's me. So you will enter correct username, correct password, click on sign in button. If both are acceptable ones, it will allow you to navigate to home page, whether it's navigating home page or not. That is what you try to validate. Another example, if you take in compose mail, You will enter two fields CC, BCC, subject matter, and click on send button. It will allow you to navigate, successfully compose an email, whether it's successfully composing or not. Like that, that means like very high level. So whatever the application you received from developer, whether it's functioning according to customer requirements or not, or end user requirements or not. So internally, what is going on, what is the code, what is the structure, what is the program they use, absolutely 100% you don't want. Externally, whether it's functioning according to customer requirements or not. That is the reason this kind of testing, you are considering it as like black box testing. So here you are trying to validate behavior of the application or functionality of the application. Okay, and even if you take like closed box, what is it you are not aware of. So that is the reason black box testing also you can consider it as like functional testing, behavioral testing, or closed box testing also. Okay, so closed box testing also you can consider it as. Okay, so black box testing, who will involve is like testers gets involved. So really we gets involved in black box testing. So black box testing again divided into four subtypes. Those are nothing but like usability testing, functionality testing, performance testing, and finally security testing you will come across. Okay, so these are the four subtypes your black box testing divided. Okay, during usability testing, whatever the application you are working, that application is providing user friendly interface or not. If you take computer applications or computers, ATMs, not only educated people use it, right? Mobile phones, best example. Uneducated people also try to use. At that time, they are not good in English or something like that. So the usability of that application should be easy or simple. So whatever the application they are developing, that application have to meet whatever the expectations they set. Means the user friendly, the usability of that application should be user friendly. Okay, so that is what you try to validate. So that is nothing but like usability testing. Usability testing again divided into two subtypes: UI testing and manual support testing. Okay, whether your application is providing user friendly interface or not, that is what you try to validate. That is nothing but like usability testing. Usability testing again divided into two subtypes, that is nothing but UI testing and manual support testing. UI testing. So nothing much to explain, and as I said already, whether your application is providing user friendly interface or not. Okay, so that is what how you will test is like again is divided into three types: easy to use, look and feel, and quick interface. Okay, so UI testing again divided into three types: so easy to use, look and feel, and quick interface. As you aware of like whatever the application you develop, best example ATM or something like that, not only educated people using, uneducated people also trying to use. Okay, so at that time, and another important thing is like uh, in your IT industry, whatever the stuff you are developing, It's a kind of like R&D, like research and development. Other words also you can consider it like new stuff. So whatever the simple stuff you are developing, okay, so it needs to be reviewed by somebody else. One thing, and another thing is like you should follow some standards, okay, whatever the simple stuff it is, even user interface or functionality, whatever the stuff it is, you should follow some standards. Meanwhile, whatever you are developing, it needs to be reviewed by somebody else, okay. So standards perspective, if you think about it, like whatever the user interface you are coming up with, that UI, you have to feel like it's providing user friendly interface, means you should follow some standards. Those standard, how you can consider it as like Microsoft 6 rules. Okay, Microsoft 6 rules. So Microsoft 6 rules are nothing but like in your Gmail, you see so many fields like username, password, sign in button, like that. So many fields you see, right? Compose mail page, if you take 2cc, BCC, subject matter, every field you can consider it as like one control, okay. Every field you can consider it as one control. So whatever the control they are placing in any of the application, any of the page, any of the frame or screen, those controls should be well known to end user. Like very simple terminology, yes or no, or online banking, okay, in our real life, cancel, something like that. Very simple terminology they should use. And let us suppose in some control, very long field they are mentioning, at that time those controls should not be overlapped or truncated. What is your name? Let us suppose they are putting that is the button. What is your name? They got truncated letters also. At that time end user will get confused, right? He cannot understand. That is the reason whatever the control you are placing in your application, that control should not be overlapped or truncated. Okay, so then those complete description should provide. These days most of the things you are purchasing in online only, right? Okay, so in online you have purchased 10 items, finally it's getting displaying total like 100, but no dollar symbol or Indian rupee symbol or nothing like that. Let us assume 100 means what exactly the 100, what exactly 100. Okay, so this is nothing but like your, okay, so should provide complete description. Complete description means, as I said, 100 is displaying in your shopping cart total. 100 means what exactly the 100? Indian rupees or dollars? End user will get confused, right? So dollar, if it is US dollars means dollar they should mention. Otherwise Indian rupee symbol they should mention. Like that, whatever the field they are putting, so complete description they should mention. It's not like part. Initial letter should be capital letter. See here, convert to smart art. Initial letter is capital letter, right? See, align text. A, T, capital letters. Like that. Menus, if you go for, see, all you see initial letter should be capital letter. And your Microsoft fourth rule is like spelling needs to be checked. Even whenever you're composing an email, you'll check an email spelling, right? So that is very basic operation you'll be performing. So even whenever any of the page or application you are developing, that application needs to be spell checked. Okay, title bar, if you go and right click, you are getting this menu. Another way, even your task manager, you go right click, if you give, you are getting some, what do you call this menu? Top left corner, if you go and you are getting, you are clicking single operation, you are getting that menu, right? Normally this menu you can consider it as like systems menu. Okay, systems menu. So in your Windows environment, whatever the application it is, each and every application should have this menu. Okay, so like top right corner, top title, you go and right click, this is the menu you are getting. So you have to close means you can click on X, or you can choose this option. Okay, so top left corner, if you go, if you want to close, you can choose X. And another thing is like you want to close, top left corner, if you go and double click, it will get closed automatically. Or if you want to close means another way also, like file close, see exit. Another way also like close button. Okay, top right corner close button, X mark. Another way is like from your task manager, right click, it will give you like this is the menu and close window. Another way you can close, control or alt F4, sorry, alt F4 also you can use for closing this window. Just one operation. So how many options they were provided, what is your requirement, you have to close specific window, but how many options they were provided, so many, right? So why they come up with this many options? Only the reason is like, only the reason is easy to use. That is the reason they come up with these many options. Okay, so these are nothing but like Microsoft 6 rules. If any of the application user interface they were developed by considering these Microsoft 6 rules means you can treat it as a easy to use application. So user friendly interface is provided. Then uh, two more subtypes is like look and feel and quick interface. Look and feel, whenever you see like some ad or advertisement agency applications or something like that, they should be in such a manner like as soon as you see them you will get attracted. In such a manner they come up with their ad, right? So exactly like that, whatever the application, whatever the page, whatever the frame they are developing, while developing those frames they should follow some standards like look and feel. You have to feel comfortable means across all the pages they should follow similarity. What do you mean by similarity? Header, what are the properties they are using in your home page? Here properties means like font type, font size, color, length, width, height. This one you can consider it as like attributes of that object or properties. Okay, like there's so many properties you may come across. So for developing that page or that object for inserting, whatever the attributes they were applied, sorry, across all the pages they should follow the similar attributes. That is nothing but look and feel. Okay, across all the pages. So they're putting header means they should follow the same attributes whatever they followed in your home page. Exactly, another example, if you take like link, whenever you move your mouse pointer along with that link, what it does, it will turn it to blue, and hand icon change it to, sorry, mouse icon change it to hand icon, right? Underscore also it will display. Wherever you see link in any of your application, okay, it will behave like that only, right? What do you mean by that one? Similarity they are following. Then only you feel look and feel is comfortable, otherwise bit hard. Okay, so that is nothing but like look and feel. Okay, so Google, if you daily you may be using at least once, right? So you search for any of the help, how it will get display? So many pages it will display, right? Each and every page it will display as a link. Why? You are in the first page, you have to go directly to 10th page. What you do, you directly click at 10 link, you'll navigate to that one. Why they mention like that, why they come up with that feature like that? Only the because of quick interface. Some applications or some mobile phones, if you take, really for simple operation you have to perform is so many actions or too many navigations you have to perform. At the time you feel like, oh, this is very long. That means that application they are not following like quick interface standard. Okay, and meanwhile any of the application you are installing in your application in your computer, let us assume it will ask you like a desktop shortcut, start all program shortcut, and quick launch. In these three, which one is quick interface? Absolutely quick launch only. Okay, quick launch is the quick interface. Okay, so like that, whatever the application you are working for, that application they were providing, they come up with quick navigations or not. That is what you try to validate. That is nothing but like quick interface. Okay, so then you will come up is like manual support testing. In your IT industry, there are so many technologies available, so many applications. Before that, you are here in IT industry for how long? Let us suppose you are here in 15 years. Can you tell me one application that one you are aware of 100% in your IT industry, in your computer, whatever the applications you have seen so far in your life? Okay, so can you say like any of the application you are aware of 100%? Okay, in your computer you will come across calculator. Can you say at least like you are aware of 100% functionality of calculator? Nobody can say. One thing I will tell you, like in your studies time, you could have come across like C language. Whatever you studied, really how much you know or you got to study, less than 1% I can say. Really. Okay? Why I'm saying 1% is like in your IT industry, in your computer, whatever the applications you see, including operating system, indirectly or directly, they were use C language. In VB script, you have to develop one button. You will be using drag and drop and like that, right? Even that feature you can implement in C language. But in C language, that push button you have to mention is more than 3000 lines you have to come up with. 3000 lines of code you have to come up with. But in VB script, that is very simple. Okay? So just for awareness purpose, I'm saying, so C language is that much hard. Like that, not only C language, any of the application if you go for, it's not the case like 100%. So you are working on Word. Okay? So in middle, you doesn't know some of the feature. You come across situation like you doesn't know some operation how to perform. What to do immediately? You go to Google, or another way is like F1 help user, right? In your computer, whatever the application you take, last menu, one option you will come across. What is that option? Help menu. Why? This is the reason they come up with. Okay. This is the reason they come up with. So so as a tester, what you do is like before releasing it to the customer, so whatever the application you developed, whether that application is providing user friendly help document or not, good help document they were provided or not, that is what you try to validate. So that is nothing but like manual support testing. Why you are considering it are like ending days of testing is uh, that's what I said, like once whole application gets ready, you are ready to release it to the customer. Before releasing it to the customer, you go manual support testing. So that is the reason manual support testing you are considering it as like ending days of testing. And another important point you will concentrate during manual support testing is like you may be aware of Windows 2003, sorry, MS Office, yeah, even Windows XP and Windows 7. The UI entirely got changed, right? Or another example, Microsoft Office 2003, Office 2007 or 2010, let us suppose. 2003 to 2007, UI entirely got changed. At that time, the help document, accordingly, they were upgraded or not. That is what you have to validate. Okay? So whenever latest version is coming into the market, so what are the changes they made? Those changes they were reflected to your help document on them. That is what you have to validate. Okay, so that is nothing but like manual support testing. So this is nothing but like your usability testing. So the primary concept of like usability testing is whether your application is providing user friendly interface or not. That one, how many ways you will validate it, like UI testing and manual support testing. So UI testing again divided into easy to use, look and feel, and quick interface. Easy to use means Microsoft 6 rules. Quick interface means whether they followed quick navigation or not. And look and feel means similarity across all the pages. So in your Gmail first page, for developing any of the control, whatever the attributes they were implemented across all the pages for that application, they should follow the same attributes. Okay. So that is nothing but like your then manual support testing. So what are the applications you are working, that application they come up with better help document or not, that is what you validate. So that is nothing but like manual support, sorry, manual support testing. So this is nothing but like your first portion from black box testing. Then we go for like functionality testing. Excuse me. Okay, if you will be into testing 80% of your job, you will be doing functionality testing only. Okay, the term itself telling you like whatever the application you are working with, that application is functioning properly or not according to end user requirements. That one you will try to validate. So that is nothing but like functionality testing. Functionality testing again divided into 10 subtypes. Really, you don't want to remember all these 10 subtypes. So nobody asks like functionality testing how many subtypes they divided, but they may ask you directly what is smoke testing, what is sanity testing, what is sanitation testing, like that. Okay. You don't want to remember exactly all these 10 subtypes, but what is what if you remember, that is more than enough. Okay, that is more than enough. Okay, here functionality testing again divided into 10 subtypes. Those are nothing but like functional testing, error handling, input domain testing, compatibility testing, configuration testing. Okay, compatibility testing, configuration testing, sanitation testing. Then you will come across inter-systems testing, installation testing, recovery testing, and finally you will get installation. I told, right? Inter-systems parallel testing, installation testing. So these are the 10 subtypes you will come across. So functionality testing divided into 10 subtypes. So those are nothing but functional testing, error handling, input domain testing, compatibility testing, configuration testing, sanitation, recovery, inter-systems, installation, parallel. Functional testing. What client is expecting. Whenever you enter correct credentials in your login page of any of the application and click that sign in button, it should allow you to navigate home page. That is what client expectation. Whether your application is behaving or not, that is what you try to validate. Nothing much to explain. Okay, so this one also you can consider it as like positive testing. Okay, this one also you can consider like positive testing. That means like what client is expecting. Okay, so whenever you are gathering requirements from client, so at that time you'll be documenting what exactly is requirements in your SRS document, functional requirement specification documents. That is nothing but like your positive test. Okay, so whenever you enter incorrect credentials, your application should throw you error messages accordingly. Correct username, incorrect password you entered. At the time, what it should throw you? Invalid credentials. Right? That is what you try to validate. That means like during negative testing, this error handling also you can consider like negative testing. Negative testing. So during negative testing, what really you will test in your real time is like in your application, wherever error messages you are expecting, those error messages is displaying or not. In your application, at which portions of application you are expecting like error messages or warning messages. Gmail, if you take during login, apart from that any other place you will come across error messages. So many places like compose mail, invalid email id format, some xxx you are entering, that is invalid email id format. You should throw error message. Invalid email id like xxx at the rate of gmail.com. That email id doesn't exist. At the time, this is at the once you click on send button, it will give you like successfully sent. After some time, it will give you error message like mail delivery failure. Exactly like that. Two email IDs without separator. Attachments. Maximum what is attachment you cannot attach? 25 MB. More than that you cannot attach. And even executable files you cannot attach. If you try to attach executable files and send, it should throw you error message. Whether all these error messages your application is throwing or not. That is what you try to validate. Okay, sir. Exactly, if you don't enter subject and try sending, it will give you error message. Warning message at that time. Another thing, if you don't enter even single recipient, email ID for two RCC or BCC fields. It will throw you error message. At least one recipient required. Okay. So that is nothing but like your negative testing. Exactly like that. If you go for like banking applications, what is the negative testing you will concentrate is like all web-based applications are different from like banking applications. Okay, so banking applications place security reasons, right? So many security restrictions you will come across, like back button in your browser you cannot click, right click you cannot click. Okay, so and copy paste you cannot do, and even screenshot also you may not take. Another important thing is like session out warning. Okay, session out warning. If you keep adding more than 2 minutes, it will give you like uh, your session expired or something like that. Okay, so these all are the different types of validations you'll be doing. Okay, so these validations make it vary from application to application. Okay, so these are the different things you will be considered. That means like the idea is very simple and very high level. How can I say is like sorry, in your application wherever error messages or warning messages you are expected, your application is throwing or not throwing valid error messages or warning messages or not, that is what you try to validate. Okay, so that is nothing but like error handling. Very important into question. That is the reason I have told examples, multiple examples, and I explain. Okay, so what are the application you work? See, commonly they are asking which kind of negative testing you'll perform. You take either Gmail or banking application or ATM. If you insert ATM card in wrong way, cannot read, right? It will throw you some error messages. You enter wrong pin, it will throw you error message. Okay, wrong selection of account type. These are nothing but like error messages. So like that, they're asking commonly means whatever I discussed, like take a ATM or Gmail or banking application, and you can explain. But remember, if they are asking means like application specific, means in your application, what is the negative testing you are performed? Very important into question. At that time, what are the project you are planning to put in your resume? Be prepared and explain. Okay, so that is one thing you have to remember. So this is nothing but like your positive testing and negative testing. Then we can go for like input domain testing. Okay, so during input domain testing, what we will concentrate is like username. What are the minimum characters? 4. Maximum characters 16. Or some applications it may accept 16 to 18, or 6 to 18. I mean, sorry. Okay, or 6 to 12. It depends on the application and client. Let us suppose here 6 to 18. That is what you have to validate means one letter combination you have to take first. Like A, B, C, 0, 1, 9. It should throw you error message like two letter combination. A, B, B, A, B, C, B0, B9, B slash. Like the three letter combination, four letter combination, five letter, six letter, seven letter. How many combinations of data you will come across? Each and every combination you have to test for your username is some crores of combination you will come across, right? Is it really possible to test all those crores of combinations? Not. So at that time you try to follow some techniques. Those are nothing but boundary value analysis, equivalence class partition, error guessing, and partition table. Sorry. Okay, so these are the four ways 4 techniques you'll try to follow in order to test these kind of functionalities. We go one by one. Boundary value analysis. Username, if you take 6 to 16. So what to do is like boundary is nothing but range. In your mathematics, you could have come across in your studies time. So for username, you have to test means minimum -1 means 5 characters. Should not, you accept. Minimum 6 characters should accept. Minimum +1 7 should accept. Minimum -1 15 should accept. Maximum 16 should accept. That means pass. Maximum +1 17 should not accept. Okay, fail. So like this, 6 possible combinations of data you will take and you will pass and validate. Okay, so that is nothing but like your boundary value analysis. Okay, so like exactly like that, wherever in your application you will come across like text boxes. Text boxes. Okay, username, password in your registration page, first name, last name, middle name, something like that. There you try to follow the similar technique. Okay, exactly password if you take like that. But here 6 character it should accept. 6 characters means either 0 A B C D E you can give, right? But 0 if you give, it should not accept, right? No, okay. This is one case. Another case, for your username, you cannot give special characters, right? Even underscore also you cannot give for Gmail if you take. And remember, it's not like every application, every client follow the similar rules. It may get vary from company to company, project to project. For that project, what are the rules they come up with? Accordingly, you have to take. So here 6 characters means you can give ABC slash slash slash, but for username special characters doesn't accept. So where you are validating that one? That is the reason. So whatever the test data you are having, the test data you are dividing into 2 equivalence classes. That is nothing but like equivalence class partition. Okay, so equivalence class partition is nothing but like whatever the test data you are having, the test data you will divide into 2 equivalence classes. That is nothing but valid and invalid. Valid is nothing but like capital A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9. Invalid is nothing but like special characters and blank. Okay, so this is second technique. And third one is like, okay, here again capital A to Z, small a to Z, 0 to 9 you can accept, I'm saying. But 0 Rama XXX, does it accept? You should not start with digit. So username means you should start with alphabet, right? So but where you are validating, that is the stuff. So that's why what you do is like some invalid data you will take during error guessing and validate. So that is nothing but like error guessing. Okay, like this, like invalid combinations of data, invalid test sets of data, you will take and validate. So that is nothing but like error guessing. And all these possible combinations of error guessing, even in the form of table also, you may come up with it. Even in the form of table also, you may come up with it. Okay, that is nothing but like partition table. Okay, that is nothing but partition table. In the form of Excel, some table you can create all possible combinations. Start with alphabet and combination of alphabets and digits. Combination of alphabets, special characters. Combination of alphabets and underscore. Combination of alphabets and something like that. All possible combinations. Which test data is acceptable, which test data is not acceptable. Okay, that is what you try to validate. So that is nothing but like your partition table. Okay, so all these possible combinations of data you will validate. So this is nothing but like your input domain testing. That means like here your four techniques you are following. That is uh, boundary value analysis, equivalence class partition, error guessing, and partition table. It's very very important. Okay, so as I said yesterday, like compatibility testing is nothing but Gmail. Any of the browser it will work, right? What are the different browsers available? Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Firefox, Google Chrome, Opera, AOL, like that. So many you will come across, right? So whether your application is working under all those environments or not, that is what you try to validate. That is nothing but compatibility testing. 0 A B C D E F for username cannot accept, right? If your computer's background, any of the programming language, if you go for means variables should not start with alphabet, may contain numbers and alphabets. Okay, should not contain special characters. Like that, you have some rules. Exactly like that for username, also for Gmail or Yahoo Mail or whatever the application it is, you cannot start with. You can give alphabets and digits, but you cannot start with 0, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? That is what where you are validating during your boundary value analysis and equivalence class partition. During boundary value analysis, what you are saying? You are mentioning like 6 minus 1. That means like minimum minus 1, minimum plus 1, maximum minus 1, maximum plus 1. But all these combinations you are especially not mentioning, even in the case of like equivalence class partition. That is the reason invalid combinations, not error data intentionally you will take like this kind of combinations. Okay, start with digit and some name, some alphabets. Your application should not accept. Exactly, Rama dollar symbol Raju. Let us suppose if you give like that. For username dollar symbol, that means like special characters cannot accept. Whether your application is providing, your application is throwing error message or not. Okay? So exactly like that, there are so many combinations, right? So only integers you give. Your application should not accept. More than 30 characters you try give. Your application, that means like username should not accept. All these are nothing but like error messages or invalid data. Like that, one combination, one test data at least you try to take and validate. That is nothing but like error guessing. Which are the combinations I am saying here? All those combinations, one combination, one sample data, you will come up with all possible combinations in the form of table. That is nothing but you say partition table. Some table format you are coming up with. Okay, is it clear? So this is nothing but like your uh, okay. So our next topic, if you go, so then sorry, compatibility testing. Gmail, if you take, it should work on all browsers, right? So application to browser compatibility. Gmail should work on all available browsers. That is customer expected platforms. Exactly all available operating systems. Another compatibility you can validate like database. Like Gmail should work on Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, 98, 99, something like that. Exactly. Database if you take, You should work on Oracle database, SQL, SQL, DB2, Sybase, like that. Every database, what are the database available, it should be compatible. That is what you try to validate. That is nothing but compatibility testing. So during compatibility testing, again you will come across two types of compatibility testing. That is nothing but forward compatibility and backward compatibility. Forward compatibility means if you are working with Gmail, means Gmail to browser, Gmail to operating system, Gmail to database. Backward compatibility means Internet Explorer should work for all of the applications like Gmail, Yahoo Mail, any of the application you browse in internet should work, right? Exactly like that. Google Chrome should be compatible with all. Windows XP, any of the application should run. Windows 7, exactly like that. SQL also should be compatible with all development environments, all applications. Okay, so this is nothing but like backward compatibility. But during real time, this is very important. So forward compatibility you will be tested, but you may not concentrate backward compatibility. Okay, so this is nothing but like compatibility testing. Then you go for like configuration testing. Okay, before going configuration testing, what is the difference between software and hardware? Hardware is nothing but a physical device which you can see and touch. That is nothing but hardware. Hardware you have to operate means software required. What do you mean by software? Software is nothing but program. Okay, so compatibility testing is nothing but like software compatibility. Configuration testing is nothing but hardware compatibility. You are purchasing computer, laptop. It should be compatible with like 1 GB RAM, 2 GB RAM, 3 GB RAM, 10 GB RAM, 32 GB RAM. This is nothing but hardware compatibility. Should be compatible with 1 TB hard disk, 126 hard disk, okay, 500 GB hard disk. Like there's so many GBs. That is nothing but hardware compatibility. Okay, like multiple companies, keyboards, LANs, motherboards, like that. Okay, so that is nothing but like hardware compatibility. Sanitation testing is nothing but whether your application is providing extra features or not. Okay, so whether your application is providing extra features or not, that is what is nothing but like sanitation testing. Okay, so that is nothing but like best example, client will ask you, I want like better security application. That is why login for my application needs to be provided. But he may not ask you like forgot password feature also. Why? Most of the clients they doesn't know how we develop our software applications. That is the reason we ourselves have to expect this kind of functionality. In case if they forgot password, what is the case? Like that we have to think about it, and we should come up with forgot password feature also. Like that extra features from our side itself we have to think about it and provide. So whatever the application you are working for, that application like this extra features you are providing or not, that is what you try to validate. So that is nothing but sanitation testing. Another example, if you take ATM card, during starting days of your banking, with your debit card you will be able to withdraw only money from ATMs. But nowadays is that the situation? You will be able to do any of the operation with your card, right? Have you ever went to bank and asked all those features? Never. Why? It's not your responsibility. That is company responsibility. Company itself, like bank itself, they have to think about it and come up with more and more features. That is nothing but like this is the kind of features. That means like any application, whether that application is providing extra features or not. That is nothing but sanitation testing. If you take 3 or 4 years back, Yahoo, if you take, In Yahoo Messenger was there, but in Yahoo Mail itself you cannot chat. But that feature is there in Gmail for so long. Okay, but why Yahoo they come up with? Only because of competition. In your market, which application is providing better features? You will approach those applications only, right? Those products only. So Gmail is having more features means all the people look for Gmail only. Nobody go for Yahoo Mail. Like that. So parallel testing is nothing but like competition testing. So this one normally we don't perform. Companies will be taking care. So who all are competitors to them? How best they have to provide services. So that is nothing but like competition testing. Okay, parallel testing you can consider like competition testing. That means like which all are the competitive products available in the market. So which type of services they are providing. We have to compete in the market. We have to grow our business in the market. So how best we have to come up with our services, how to compete with them. These are the things you'll be validating. So that is nothing but parallel testing. During starting days of your IT industry or mobile communications, if you remember, you are taking Verizon mobile phone. You will be able to call only Verizon customers. You cannot call other network customers. But is that the situation today? No, right? So that means, but here my question is like, Verizon is maintaining one system, AT&T is maintaining other system. But these two systems should intertalk each other. Means even though both of them are different systems, but still intertalk each other. That is nothing but like inter-systems testing. Okay? Even though Verizon and AT&T are both of them are different systems they are maintaining, but they have to grow their business. Those two systems, those two networks should intertalk each other. Exactly like the Gmail and Yahoo Mail. Even though both of them are different systems, but they have to grow their business means those two systems should intertalk each other. Okay? So finally, recovery testing. In middle, your laptop got stuck. What you do at that time? You try to kill the process. Even task manager also, you're getting up. What you do? You'll forcibly restart. You'll forcibly stop your computer. Whenever you restart, at the time it will give you like your earlier shutdown was not proper. Okay, so operating system is trying to configure something like that. You will get error messages. Why you will get? And before that, what exactly it happened at the time? Normally, the thing is like once you use your computer, you have to properly shut down. Like this, something happened, like you forcibly stop or something like that happen means some of the files may get corrupt. Okay, some of the files may get corrupt. So operating system is having capability of like recover those files automatically. Okay, during your restart, that is what it's trying to do it. So earlier shutdown were not proper, so it has corrected some files. Operating system is trying to recover. Do you want to continue? That is what it's asking. Okay, so not only for operating system, whatever the systems available in your IT industry, every system should be having this feature. Okay, so auto recovery feature, what are the application you are working, that one is providing or not. That is what you try to validate. So that is nothing but like recovery testing, and finally installation testing. Have you ever installed any of the application in your computer? That is nothing but installation testing. As soon as you insert setup CD into your computer, what it does is like it will automatically start initiating installation, right? So whether it's automatically initiating or not, that is what you try to test. Next step is like it will take default drive whatever you are using in your computer. Some computers they may use C drive and some computers they may use D drive as default drive. That's why I'm not talking like C drive. I'm talking about like D drive. I'm not talking about like default drive. So in your computer, whatever the drive you are using it as a default drive means you should take automatic by default. No, you don't want to install in default drive. You have to install in some another drive. That setup file should allow you to modify, whether it is prompting you to modify or not. Like that, you'll be clicking next, 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 and different options it will be opting you, right? So, like, do you at the end of the setup or installation, it will ask you like, do you want to create a desktop shortcut, quick launch, and start menu shortcut? And another step it will ask you like, once you set up those shortcut, do you want to restart your computer? If there is a need to restart your computer to configure something, it will ask you. So whether it's opting that option or not. Okay. Along with these features, let us suppose earlier version of that application is already installed in your computer. You are trying to upgrade to new version. Okay. So at that time it will ask you like, earlier version already available. So do you want to upgrade directly or uninstall older version, install freshly new version? Okay. All these features it should prompt. Along with this one, so many features it may prompt, right? So all this one you will try to validate. So this is nothing but like installation testing. During installation testing, uninstallation testing also you try to validate. Uninstallation testing is nothing but once whole of your application you have installed some game, you play day and night. So you have to keep your computer clean and fast means what you have to do? You have to uninstall unnecessary files and folders or even systems applications. So you have to uninstall, right? While installing, once installation done, all required files and folders copy to your specified folder and required path on, and that is what you try to validate. So during uninstallation, whatever the files got created or copied during installation, all those files and folders got deleted or not, and your application successfully got uninstalled or not. That is what you try to validate. That is nothing but like uninstallation testing also you try to validate during installation testing. Okay. So during your black box testing, this is nothing but like your black box testing. Normally developers get testers gets involved and divided into usability testing, functionality testing, performance testing, and security testing. So whatever we discussed today is nothing but like usability testing and functionality testing. Okay. Any questions? uh, no questions means thanks for your time. What we do is like tomorrow same time we'll meet up. Okay. Have a good night, sir. See you. Fine. Bye bye.